You become what you believe. Choose your destiny today. The most dangerous place a human being can live is inside a belief they never chose. Because beliefs are quiet. They don't announce themselves. They don't shout. They whisper. And while you're busy living your life, making your choices, waking up every morning thinking you're acting freely, those whispers are deciding your income, your courage, your discipline, your ceiling, and your fate. Look closely at your life. Not what you say you want, but what you consistently experience. That is the physical evidence of what you believe. You are not born with limits. You are not born doubting yourself. You are not born afraid of failure, success, judgment, or responsibility. Those were learned, absorbed, repeated, reinforced, and eventually accepted as truth. Not because they were true, but because they were familiar. Napoleon Hill once said that whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. But most people stop at conception. They flirt with ideas. They fantasize. They dream in private. And then they sabotage those dreams in public with doubt, hesitation, and excuses dressed up as logic. Belief is not wishful thinking. Belief is a decision you defend with action. The world you are living in right now is the echo of yesterday's thoughts. Every result has a mental cause. Every failure began as a tolerated idea. Every breakthrough started as a conviction, long before it became visible. Edison was called foolish thousands of times before the light bulb changed the world. But here's the truth most people miss. Edison didn't try to believe. He believed first. The experiments were not proof-seeking. They were proof-producing. He was not hoping reality would cooperate. He was commanding it to. Because belief is not reactive. Belief is directive. If you believe you are small, life will find ways to keep you small. If you believe the world is hostile, you will see enemies everywhere. If you believe success is for others, you will unconsciously step aside every time opportunity knocks. But if you believe, deeply, stubbornly, relentlessly, that you are meant for more, that belief will reorganize your behavior, your focus, your standards, and eventually your environment. The mind is not neutral. It is either programmed by design or by default. And most people live by default. They inherit opinions. They borrow fears. They accept limits from people who never tested their own. Andrew Carnegie understood this. He came from nothing, no privilege, no shortcuts, but he understood a law older than money itself, that riches begin in the mind. Not just financial riches, but riches of influence, courage, vision, and purpose. Carnegie surrounded himself with thinkers, builders, believers, not because positivity feels good, but because belief is contagious. Your environment is either feeding your future or feeding your fear. Every day, you wake up and tune into something. News, social media, complaints, scarcity, noise. And then you wonder why your vision feels foggy, why your motivation feels weak, why discipline feels heavy. You are consuming poison and asking for power. Belief requires clarity, and clarity requires silence. There is a version of you that already knows who you could become. That version has spoken to you in quiet moments, late at night, early in the morning, in moments of frustration when you felt, this can't be all there is. That was not dissatisfaction. That was destiny calling you forward. But destiny does not chase the undecided. You must choose it. Belief begins the moment you stop negotiating with your lower self. The moment you say, this is who I am becoming, and I will not argue with this decision anymore. From that moment on, your actions may not be perfect, but they will be aligned. And alignment is power. Lincoln failed more times than history likes to mention. Elections lost. Businesses collapsed. Reputation attacked. But he believed in a cause greater than comfort. And belief anchored him while the world tried to break him. That's what belief does. It steadies you when circumstances shake weaker minds. Discipline is belief in motion. Vision is belief with direction. Action is belief made visible. If you say you believe in yourself but you don't act, you don't believe, you hope. And hope without action is the most expensive habit in the world. It costs years. It costs potential. It costs identity. You do not rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your beliefs. And right now, somewhere inside you, there is a belief that must die for your future to live. A belief that says later. A belief that says not yet. A belief that says people like me don't do things like that. That belief has kept you safe, but it has also kept you small. Safety is not success. Comfort is not fulfillment. And potential unused is a quiet tragedy. The moment you change what you believe is the moment your destiny begins to shift. Not all at once, not dramatically, but decisively. Like a ship changing course by 1 degree, eventually arriving at a completely different destination. Belief sharpens your focus. It filters distractions. It strengthens resolve. It teaches you to delay gratification and endure temporary discomfort for permanent growth. That is the mindset of every builder, every leader, every individual who refused to live a borrowed life. You are not here to survive. You are here to create, to build, to lead, to become. And what you become will always be obedient to what you believe. So choose carefully, choose consciously, choose courage over convenience, choose faith over fear, choose discipline over distraction, because the world will not hand you destiny. You must claim it, first in your mind, then in your actions, and finally in your life. And once you do, there is no force strong enough to stop a person who knows who they are becoming.